Welcome into Boulder, Colorado for tonight's matchup between the University of Colorado Buffaloes and the visiting Illinois State Redbirds. I'm Joe Paris alongside Matan Halzel. And Matan, the Buffs coming off of a huge road trip down south to Missouri and Arkansas. They go 3-0 and they return home tonight to play Illinois State.
And to thus far, they are undefeated, a solid record of 5-0. I don't think anybody saw this hot of a start coming at the start of the season, but it's been better than expected, and they're back at home. It couldn't be better.
Thank you for joining us on livestream.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Radio 1190, KVCU Boulder. Check them out online, radio1190.org. Joe Paris and Matan Halzel here with you all evening. It's going to be a fun evening here at the CU Boulder Rec Center. If you're at home and you're watching, you still got time to run on down and join us here. Some people still filing in. Going to be a fun night, though, in Boulder. Illinois State comes in after last night. They dropped to CSU. They lost 3-1. Clint Zoomer scored the only goal for the Redbirds. I was informed moments ago that a bunch of you at Illinois State are tuning in from home tonight, so we appreciate you tuning in from home across the country. Make sure to interact with us during the broadcast. You can tweet on Twitter at CU Buffs Hockey or at Joe Paris, and we will let you know if we got any updates or anything. We'll go through some starting lineups for you momentarily. We're going to have the national anthem, but Matan, what are you expecting tonight from this Colorado club?
Well, you hope to expect a lot of what we've already seen to this point thus far. With a new coach, there has come many great things with this new season. It's been a whole brand new attitude. We've seen aggression. We've seen speed that was not even close to what we saw last year. So we're hoping that it's just going to be, it could be another blowout. We've seen 9 goals scored in 2 games thus far from the Buffalo squad.
Illinois State comes in on the year 3-5-1-1. They've scored 43 goals on the year, and they've allowed 50, so they're -7 on the year. But they are a talented team up and down. They've got a lot of guys that are going to be enjoyable to watch tonight. And on the other end, again, the University of Colorado Buffaloes come in at 5-0. And we'll get some starting lineups for you for the Illinois State Redbirds tonight. Your starters, starting in goal, number 30, Mark Hayton. Hayton on the year comes in 6 games played. He is 2-2-1 with a 5.16 goals against average and a .836 save percentage. Also starting tonight on the forward end, number 10, Tim Talty. Along with him will be Sam Turk, Will Whalen, Parker Johnson, and Joey Bauer. Starting tonight for your University of Colorado Buffaloes. Starting in goal, number 1, Colin Champine. Champine has been solid on the year. He is 3-0. He's got a .67 goals against average. And we're going to step aside for the national anthem, but we'll be right back with the rest of the University of Colorado starters.
And thanks to everyone for coming out tonight. Have a great game, and a quick reminder, pucks do fly around, so be careful out there. Even though there is some netting. Good luck.
Again, welcome into Boulder, Colorado. Tonight's matchup, University of Colorado taking on the Illinois State Redbirds. Matan and Joe here with you. Make sure to tweet at us if you have any questions or comments about the game. Matan, the Buffs are undefeated at home this year. They are 1-0. They beat UNC a few weeks ago. And then they have their first road trip of the year. They go down, they play Missouri State, and they play Arkansas, and they really beat up on those teams. It was a lot of fun to watch. And tonight, though, they will take on The first real test of the year in the Illinois State Redbirds. We are underway. Thank you for joining us. You're looking live at the CU Boulder Rec Center. Johnson will bring it in over the line for the Redbirds. He'll be shoved off by Alex Temby. Set it in front. Shot on net goes just behind Champagne, but it slid out of the crease. Buffs now into the corner with it. Anders will shove it. Comes free now to Burkemper, and Burkemper will slide it across now to Bauer. Bauer will take some contact from Sam Turk. It'll come all the way deep in. Dan Addy will pick it up into the corner, but the Buffs will turn it over there. Bauer will chase in behind the net. The Redbirds will try to escape from the corner as Anders and Bauer will double team down low. It's Addy who gets the puck out of the zone, out to Matt Hefter. Hefter will flip it into the zone as Burkemper will clear. The Redbirds will collect in their own zone. Addy will send it down the line. Hefter will glove it back down, and Addy will recoil back into his own zone. Play back across. Sam Turk will send it down the length of the ice. Now that Kostopoulos will chase into the corner. He'll meet it up there with Matt Hefter. Turning pass in front, though, was intended for Jeremy Gatto, was picked up by the Buffaloes. Back now to the near side for Burkemper. Chris Burkemper started with Matt Anders and Jake Bauer tonight, the number one line for head coach Eric Ballard. Starting defensemen were Alex Temby and Matt Hefter for the Buffs, and of course Colin Champagne, the goaltender, here tonight for the Buffaloes. Jarman in down low. He centers one in front, and it's blocked there, and hold on to by Mark Hayton.
And not too shabby. 1 minute and 25 seconds of hockey played before the first whistle.
18:34 remaining in our first period of play. We are scoreless from Boulder. Buffs and Redbirds on Saturday night. One of the only Saturday nights, really the last 2 months, that it wasn't a CU football Saturday night. Quite a relief there.
Yes.
The Redbirds will win it back into their own zone. It'll be Tyler Ferguson who will put it all the way down. Champagne from behind his own net will play it into the corner. Chasing after it will be Matt Adams. Adams gets a piece of it, trying to keep it in up the blue line was Mason Rosenberg. Rosenberg will have to skate back into his own zone, though, with DJ Mussey. Mussey will control. Turned over again. This time it's Trevor Landgraf. Landgraf will center one in front. Adams unable to collect the puck. He'll have to chase back into the neutral zone. A strong forecheck by Tyler Pope Ferguson. Ferguson will put it in down low, where he'll be chased after by Adams. Adams will run into his teammate Jarman as he'll file away with Jeremy Norway. Rosenberg will send it in from the blue line. It's knocked down to Norway again. Norway unable to handle around Nick Bruce. Back to the near side for Matt Adams. Adams tries to flip it out, and he does. This one will come all the way down the length of the ice and should go the distance for an icing call.
And we're really getting our first taste to see what kind of team Illinois State is. And you can tell they are very composed. And as you said earlier, Joe, this should be the Buffaloes' first legitimate test of the season.
Buffalo's unable to change on the icing call. 17:43 remaining in our first period. We're scoreless from Boulder. The Buffs put up a lot of goals on their trip to the South last weekend. They really turned it on their Saturday night affair against Arkansas. The last time out for the Buffaloes, it was a lot of offense.
Yeah, nothing like building a team's confidence on your first road trip than just sweeping the whole thing. So you have to imagine this team's riding sky high right now.
And they scored 9 goals against Arkansas. I mean, they won 9-3, and the game kind of got sloppy in the third period. But, I mean, 9 goals in a hockey game. This is a very powerful offensive team. Sent in from the blue line from the Redbirds. It'll be picked up, though, by Adams. Adams unable to get it out, so Sam Turk will send it right back from fourth. Pushed back into the zone. The Buffaloes will go off for a change. It'll be Dan Addy who will collect it from his own corner. He'll lose it. Comes in favor now of the defenseman. It'll be pushed on net and held on to by Mark Hayton.
And looking at the statistics for this Illinois State team, it's really a 3-man wrecking crew. You have Tim Talty leading the team with 15 points, followed by Parker Johnson with 13 and Joey Bauer. Keep an eye on those 3. All 10 points or higher.
Faceoff stays in the zone. It'll be Brian Owen who will win it back. Owen added to the lineup late yesterday after George Gruber suffered a shoulder injury in practice in the last 5 minutes. He's really frustrated. I talked to him only a few moments ago, and he was set to play on this line tonight with Palanchik. But instead it'll be Brian Owen, Elliot Palanchik, and the Canadian Luke Carter. Carter comes from the Toronto area. He played for the Toronto Patriots in the Ontario Junior Hockey League, and he's been a pleasure to watch. He's one of the best back checkers I've ever seen in my life.
And Luke Carter actually leads the Buffaloes in points, but not by a lot with 7.
Carter was doing a really good job of finishing around the net as The Redbirds will ice the puck. None of his goals last weekend were what you would call pretty goals. But Carter was at the right place at the right time on the outside of the crease, and he pushed them in. He shuffleboarded them home.
Well, that might just be how this team's offense is going to work, and quite honestly, there's nothing wrong with that.
And an injury update on the rest of the Buffs. On IR still for the Colorado Buffaloes is R.J. Salvato, Luke Coyne, Pierce Matty, Johnny Dora. Eric Kardash is now on IR after he suffered a knee injury, as the Redbirds will play it all the way out to Luke Morin. Morin will softly put one near the net. Hefter will corral it away. He loses it, though. It's pushed in front, and Alex Temby will clear it into the corner. Temby to David Coleman. Coleman's wrapped up against the boards by DJ Mussey. Mussey and him go to work there. Andrew Bradford, who is actually wearing George Gruber's jersey tonight, will play back into his own corner. Hefter will play it off the boards. Flipped in from the point by Morin again for the Redbirds, so Hefter will have to take it from his own corner. 15:56 remaining in the first period. The Buffs look to breaking out of their own zone. It's DC David Coleman. Poked away from him at the blue line. Bradford will take over there. He loses control of it as the Redbirds will break it up. Mussey across to Rosenberg. Rosenberg one more time down low. Jeremy Gatto into the corner. Pushed on net, and Champagne will hang on top.
And you see Champagne, he keeps making his way outside of the blue area around the net. He's hungry for that puck. He does not want to let anything get even slightly close to him.
15:36 remaining here in the first period. Scoreless from Boulder. Joe Paris and Matan Alzel here with you on some Saturday night hockey. A beautiful day in Boulder. A lot of fans at home, Buffaloes fans, are going to be keeping their eye on the Colorado-Arizona State football game, so we'll try and keep you posted on that one. Set to kick off at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, so in about 20 minutes. Recoiling into their own zone are the Buffaloes. It's Matt Adams. Adams will look across to Bergkemper. Instead, he'll defer up the ice to Bauer. Bauer breaks in with Anders. He'll fire one on net and saved by Mark Hayton.
You really keep seeing these mid-ice passes. They're just going almost the course of the whole rink. The Buffaloes have specifically excelled at that. It's just noticeably different than last year.
Anders will stay in to take the draw. The first line of Matt Anders, Chris Bergkemper, and Jake Bauer has been an absolute pleasure to watch. Anders and Bergkemper are two very aggressive, large players, and Bauer's more of a finesse player, and the two really complement themselves. Anders will leave it to the point to Adams. Adams crosses it for Bruce. Bruce handles around a man. He'll come in through the slot, poked away from him into the corner. Bergkemper now behind a Bauer. A touch pass intended for Anders is off the mark. Rosenberg will take it. Now to Tyler Pope Ferguson. All the way down the length of the ice. Champagne will leave it there for Adams. He mishandles it, loses it momentarily. It's going to be Joey Bauer who takes over. Bauer will play it down to Parker Johnson. Johnson into the corner. Trying to center it in front. It went off the skate of Matt Anders. Chasing to the boards will be Mick Bruce and Bergkemper. Rosala will throw it on net. It's deflected wide. And Matt Adams will take over. Intended for Anders. It's going to go to the corner. Joey Bauer will meet him up there. This Redbirds team doing a very good job keeping Colorado in check. Play down to the length of the ice. This time to Tim Talty. Talty will loft it over. It's knocked out of the air, though, by Trevor Landgraf. Play deep into the own corner. Talty went flying over a body. He might have been tripped.
He was checked.
Talty across the ice. Jarman will chase after as Rosala will play it back after the boards. This time, it'll become to Pilkington. Away from him comes Talty. Talty being chased by Nitchin. He'll send it in front, and it goes just wide on a one-timer from Johnson. Again to the corner. It's Devin Pilkington who will work there. Played across to Jarman, and Jarman will head up the ice. Jarman will go one-on-one with Rosala. Rosala will poke it away from there, and a second effort from Nitchin will be into the chest of Hayton, and he'll hang on.
And right off the bat, you can easily see why Tim Talty leads this Illinois State team in points. He's very, very crafty with his puck work, but he also is constantly looking for his open teammates. He's already made a couple of opportunities for this offense.
The Redbirds held to a single goal last night against Colorado State up in Fort Collins. It was Clint Zoomer who added the only tally in the 3-1 loss. Palanchi gets dragged down in the corner. Wrapped up down low. Luke Carter, wearing 19 tonight, will fish down low. Pushed in behind the net. Palanchik will chase after it. Sent away from him. Hefter will kick in for the blue line. He'll send one on net. Rosenberg will deflect it to the corner. Palanchik looking for some space. He centers it in front and just poked away from him. Battling down in the corner is Palanchik. He's down there with Carter and Brian Owen. Out to the blue line. Temby will send a blast through some traffic. It's saved by Hayton. The rebound comes to Hefter to the corner. after handles around a few men. And it's taken away from him in the slot by Luke Morin. Out come the Redbirds. It's Jeremy Gatto. Gatto's got some speed. He'll loop through the slot as we'll have to Gatto around Hefter. Hefter will win the battle to the puck. He'll wing it around to the outside now to Carter. Carter up the ice. He'll find Brian Owen. Owen will have it taken away by Jeremy Norway. 12:38 remaining in the first period. 0-0. Addy will come up the ice. He'll send it in around the boards. Champagne will come out of his crease to play that one. Pushed away now to Matt Hefter. Sent down the ice, intended for David Coleman. Coleman will chase after it as Turk will beat him to it. Turk in his own corner. He'll be wrapped up before taking a collision from Andrew Bradford. Turk will send it in against the glass, and this one will come all the way down the length of the ice. Referee's got his hand up for icing. And Tyler Pope Ferguson unable to beat the call.
Joe, I don't know if you noticed, but since the last whistle, this crowd has it's more than doubled, and I think it's already pumping up the Buffalo squad. You can see the energy. It's starting to pump into this building.
12:11 remaining in our first period of play. Thank you for joining us on Saturday night. Redbirds and Buffaloes. ACHA hockey. This one an out-of-conference matchup. Before the Buffaloes will start their tough WCHL schedule later on in the year, they'll get to play some teams outside the conference, including these guys. Coleman will handle around a few guys. He'll send one on net, and it comes out to Tyler Pope Ferguson. Ferguson will hand it over to Zoomer, and Clint Zoomer will send it in on net from center ice. Gloved out of the air by Champagne. He'll leave it for the defenseman, Mick Bruce. Bruce, who might be one of the hardest checking men I've ever met in my life, will take it through the slot and in his own zone. When we were down in Arkansas, Bruce cut both of his elbows and needed stitches on one of them. His elbows swelled up to the size of potatoes and was unable to play. As Coach Ballard said, maybe you take the night off, Mick.
It's pretty remarkable. I remember the last home game we were here, he had at least 5 or 6 unbelievable checks.
And referee's going to call a high stick on that play, so the faceoff will come back out to the neutral zone.
And speaking of hits, Joe, we're starting to see quite a few of them, and they're coming from both teams, so this game is starting to get very interesting.
Colorado had some trouble on the road trip, taking a lot of penalties. They seem to have taken 2 or 3 a period all weekend long, and I know Coach Ballard was talking to the boys all weekend saying, guys, you got to stay out of the box. We don't want to play shorthanded. It's not fun, and it's hard to score goals.
And usually the first power play of the game will result in a goal, so you never want to be on the shorthanded end.
Trent Edwards will send one in from center ice. Hayton will play it into the glass behind him before the Redbirds will send it out of their own zone. Out comes Johnson. Johnson unable to receive a long ice pass. This time it'll be Chris Burkemper who takes over. Touched around their zone. Devin Pilkington will take it from behind his own red line. Looking for a long ice pass. He'll find Burkemper. Burkemper will chip it into the zone. Here's Anders. And they're going to say that Jake Bauer was offsides.
And one name you've been hearing a lot about on this Buffaloes team, the newcomer Burkemper, you've been hearing a lot of good things about him. We saw him do a lot of great things for Arizona State last year. He comes right onto this squad, and he's been doing a lot of the same things for the Buffaloes this year.
Arizona State University had their inaugural Division I game a few nights ago. They beat the University of Arizona. I believe they beat them 9-1, something of that matter.
Some things don't change.
But Alex Temby and Chris Burkemper both transferring from Arizona State University this past year. Burkemper has the puck now. He'll glide in through the neutral zone. A shot from the outside from Pilkington will go off the goaltender and come all the way down the length of the ice. No icing on this one. It's Trent Edwards. Edwards played formerly for the El Paso Rhinos in the Western States Hockey League alongside Andrew Bradford. Those two were teammates in the Western States League. Devin Pilkington, who usually plays forward, tonight is going to play defense due to injuries. Eric Kardash went down in that final series in Arkansas. Anders will dangle around a man. Turk has to chase after him. Anders through the slot. Shot on that, saved by Hayton. Rebound comes out to the slot again. This time will be pushed away to the near side. Kept in by Burkemper. He'll handle around. Trent Edwards out the blue line. Can't quite keep it in. Gatto will take it for the Redbirds. And Mussey will clear it through.
Anders' favorite move is coming in from the left side of the net and moving to the right and getting a shot off.
Dan Addy comes in 1-on-4. He'll lose the puck and he'll come right into the slot for Champagne to cover up, and a little bit of pushing and shoving after the play.
Yep, it's getting hostile in here, so we got to stand up for the boys.
0-0 score on Saturday night. 10 minutes even remaining in our first period of play. Very fun back and forth matchup so far. Very even. Bauer will take the draw. Bauer, that is, for the Redbirds. Played all the way up the ice now for Trevor Landgraf. Landgraf backhand shot, saved by Hayton. To the corner it goes, as does Landgraf. The two will meet up in the corner. Landgraf out there with Jarman and Nitchin. Played out to the blue line, picked off by Johnson. Johnson, though, unable to advance it forward as Hefter will keep it up against the boards. He'll backhand it off the leg of Bauer. Armstrong across the ice. Landgraf will pick it up. Backhanded across to Hefter. He can't control it. And here come the Redbirds again. Long ice pass by Armstrong. Armstrong will bring it over the line. He's trailed by Talty. He'll drop it for Talty, but Jarman will pick it off for Colorado. And out comes Landgraf. Landgraf touches it to himself. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Landgraf coming in and taken away at the last second by Joey Bauer. A great back check by Bauer. Kept in the zone. It's Parker Johnson in his own corner. He'll advance it to Bauer, but Landgraf will break it up. Bodies flying everywhere. It's Rosala who goes down. Into the slot. The puck backhanded away by Nitchin. And Parker Johnson will ease his way out of the zone. Nitchin getting into it behind the play. It looks like Tim Talty and him are going to have a few words. Now it's Jarman. Jarman wants to crank one up. Sends one just wide.
Just missed a tip in.
Tammy from the blue line sends one in and save again by the goaltender, Mark Hayton. Played to the corner. Brian Owen out to the point to Hefter. Has it jump over his stick and comes out of the zone. And waiting for there was Ferguson. Deep into the corner. Carter exchanging with Owen. Wrapped up by Palanchik. Centering in front, and it's just wide. Out to the blue line again. Sent in through some traffic. Blocked off the leg of the defenseman in front. Out come the Buffaloes. It's going to be Temby and Palanchik, a 2-on-1. Temby over the line. He looks at Palanchik. He takes it himself, and he scores! Alex Temby, coast to coast. And the defenseman puts Colorado up on the board.
Unbelievable. You saw that 2-on-1 forming early, and you had the feeling something was going to happen. He kept it all for himself. A heck of a goal. And Joe, I think our student section is larger than it was for the football game in Nichols State.
There's a large contingent of the Raging Buffalo student section, as they call themselves. When they do decide to come out to a Colorado Buffalo game, the atmosphere is much different than any other night. Perhaps the game being on the road for football tonight will play into the factors of the students wanting to come to hockey.
Gotta hope so.
So Temby will get the goal, an unassisted goal, and the Buffaloes lead 1-0. In the fight song now being sang for the first time in the rec center all year. The acoustics in here aren't the best, but you get the idea. Palanchik deep in the corner. You can feel the Buffaloes feeding off of this energy now. Here comes Brian Owen. Owen will center it in front. Out to Matt Adams. Adams through some traffic. Kicked away by Hayton. And he'll hang on top of it.
And chomping right off the bit, right again. Right after a goal score. Why not? Keep coming hard at him. Keep the momentum going.
1-0 Colorado, 7:40 remaining in our first period of play. Thank you for joining us. Joe Paris and Matan Elzel here with you on Saturday night from the beautiful University of Colorado Rec Center. I'm sure you can hear it through my headset. It is loud in here, and it is fun.
Louder than it's been in a long time.
Bradford will wrap up against the corner. It'll be pushed in down low. Chris Doyle will lose it. And Doyle is actually going to take a man down, and Doyle's going to be called for a tripping call as his stick got cut up against the leg of Michael Stanley.
Definitely wasn't intentional, but it was a blatant trip. And, of course, we've already got the boos coming from the fans. So let's see how the Buffaloes handle their first short-handed play of the game.
So Doyle will go off. The freshman gets 2 minutes for tripping. 7:21 remaining in our first period. It'll be the Redbirds who go on the power play for the first time. On the year, the Redbirds are scoring 12.7% on the power play. That's good for 183rd in the country. Norway will play it back across to Melton. Melton exchanges him down low. It's Johnson. Johnson fakes it. He takes it. That one goes just wide. Puck will get hung up against the glass. Jeremy Norway will lose it, and it'll be played all the way out to Melton.
How's the penalty kill looking for the Buffs this year, Joe? Do we have a number on that?
Yes, the penalty kill for Colorado has been pretty efficient. 100%.
I'd say that's pretty efficient.
Not bad. Johnson comes over the line. He's got some speed, and Bauer going into the slot. Pass intended for Bauer is on the mark. He'll be wrapped up down low into the corner. Johnson and him will exchange. Played out to the blue line. This is Melton. Melton loses it, and out come the Buffaloes. It's going to be a one-on-one short-handed. In comes Burkemper. Burkemper handles, fires, and a save by Hayton.
That's as good of a chance as you're going to get on a short-handed one-on-one. My goodness.
6:26 remaining in the first period. A minute remaining on the power play for the Redbirds. Norway to Bauer. Bauer will come in over the line, and Pilkington will send it down the length of the ice to kill off some more power play. Clint Zoomer will post up behind the net of Hayton. He'll draw a forecheck of Anders. And they'll begin the long way up the ice. DJ Mussey. Mussey will handle with one hand over center ice and bring it into the zone. Wrapped around the glass. Coming after it will be Matt Marson. He's closing in down low. Shot from Rosenberg off the side.
Oh, my goodness.
Gatto will lose it, and the Buffaloes again will send it down the length of the ice. Jake Bauer will be the man leading the rush for Colorado. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for Illinois State. Zoomer will collect it from his own zone. The lone goal scorer last night for the Redbirds will bring it through the neutral zone. Taken away from him as Temby will send it all the way down. It'll be Hayton that'll have to gather it again, and a referee's whistle will signify a penalty, I believe, again on Colorado. It's going to be an interference call. Nope, this one's actually going to go against the Redbirds. So
yeah, I was going to say something. There was a blatant hit in the middle of the ice, completely away from the puck, and it happened right in front of a referee. The second it happened, the ref, he saw it and he put his hand up.
So it'll be Matt Marson who will come off. Marson will get 2 minutes for interference.
And with 8 seconds left on the power play for Illinois State, the Buffaloes are pretty much going to have an entire power play to themselves.
So it'll be 4-on-4 for 8 seconds. And then the Buffaloes will enjoy a minute 52 of power play time. On the power play this year, Colorado's doing okay, 11.5%. That's good for 190th in the country. So the Redbirds do have a better power play.
Time to capitalize right now.
The Buffs are back on the power play now as Doyle will come out of the box. It'll be sent deep into the zone by the Redbirds, and it'll be Mick Bruce that'll begin this road up the ice. Bruce will play it. Triggered over to Landgraf. Zooms back to the blue line. It'll be Matt Adams. Drummond will receive a poke there. They're trying to handle around the defenseman, Dan Addy. Addy will poke it away from him, though. Nitchin centers in front. Landgraf backhand. He scores!
What a goal!
Trevor Landgraf.
Let me tell you, Joe, the puck work for the Buffaloes right in front of the opponent's net has been outstanding tonight. That's the third or fourth time they've had a legitimate chance at getting a goal, and it's 2-0 just like that.
That'll be Landgraf's second goal on the year. Landgraf, the transfer from UMass, D3 NCAA, and he has been a welcome addition to this team. 2-0 Colorado. 4:52 remaining in our first period. Business is about to pick up in the rec center as the Buffaloes are feeding off this energy.
Just when you think everyone's stopped coming in, we just keep getting more and more.
For those of you at home that aren't familiar with the usual turnout for CU home games, they're usually pretty lackluster, but tonight, for whatever reason, very impressive attendance. A power play goal, though, for the Buffaloes. Landgraf will make it 2-0. Palanchik from his own zone will dance around the circle as he gets pinned up against the boards. Palanchik will receive it again. Johnson trying to get an angle as he'll center all the way around into the corner. Out to the blue line where it's picked off again by Colorado. Here come the Buffs. It's Matt Adams who leads the rush this time. Correction. That's Brian Owen.
Oh, that should be a penalty. That's a trip, but I don't think they're going to get it.
As Owen went sliding into the net, it knocked the net off its moorings, so that'll draw a whistle here in Boulder. 4:08 remaining in the first period of play, 2-0 on Saturday night. The latest goal from Trevor Landgraf. Alex Temby, the defenseman, also adding a goal.
And we're ticking away. We're almost at game time in Arizona State as well for the Buffs football team.
Temby's goal earlier was his second of the year as well. Looks like the Buffs, though, are picking up where they left off in Arkansas. Took them a little bit to get into it, but now they're clicking on all cylinders. Pilkington up to Palanchik. He'll touch it forward, and here come the Buffaloes again. It's Brian Owen who'll bring it over the line. He'll send it in behind the net. Luke Carter will get it there. He'll dig in deep and get it out to Palanchik. Palanchik's pass is broken up in front, and the puck will trickle all the way back to Mark Hayton. .339 remaining in our first period of play. And Maton, an impressive start.
Very impressive. The pace of this game, it's hard to realize unless you're really here, but it's quick. It is fast. These players do not have a lot of time to think about where they need to put the puck. It's pass it, go, know where you're going to go after the puck, and set up your offense.
Faced off one of the zone again by Colorado. Backhanded again into Hayton's glove, and he'll hang on to it. David Coleman, not a great angle, but he got a shot on that there.
And they're not giving this Illinois State goalie, it looks like it's Mark Hayden, any sort of rest. He is just keeping his head on a swivel tonight.
Cody Ingbar tweeting in, "Hey, Alex Temby, that's nice. We like that." Geno City.
I like that too.
Cody hit that one on the edge. Ping-ponged around the zone before it comes out to Zoomer. Zoomer's going to have a one-on-one. Zoomer handles around, gets free in the slot. Backhand save by Champagne.
Beautiful save by Champagne.
Buffaloes will take it back into their own zone. It's Pilkington, the defenseman, tonight. His first game playing D here for the Buffaloes. He came in as a forward. Last year he played for the Superior Rough Riders, the Western States Hockey League. Devin played the second half of the year for the Rough Riders, and he ended up almost leading the team in scoring after only half a season. Not bad. Physicality picking up down on ice level as Joey Bauer will deflect it to Parker Johnson. Johnson and Bauer exchange again. Talty's waiting for it at the blue line, but it'll be poked away by Matt Hefter. Bauer brings it back in over the line. Johnson looking for a pass, unable to hit him there. Temby again, played against the glass, picked up by Anders. Anders looks to split the D, taken away by Bauer. Bauer tries to zoom it into the zone. And Bauer will take a shot there as Burkemper advances it forward. Burkemper centers it in front to Anders. Oh, and it's just off the side.
All of it was set up by Jake Bauer. A phenomenal one-handed pass.
Johnson will send it down the length of the ice, intended for Talty. Talty will chase after it as Temby will send it away from him. This time it's Bauer over the line to Burkemper. Burkemper will drop it to Anders. Anders will hand it through a guy through the slot. Fires in the goal, and it goes just wide.
My goodness, again.
Aiden got a piece of that one. Out to the blue line, it's almost a breakaway for Tim Talty as the pass intended was just off the mark. A minute 54 remaining in our first period. Play opening up big time. Burkemper will handle around a man using his shoulder. He brings it over the blue line as Bauer will wait for it there. Adams at the neutral zone will send it back to Mick Bruce. Bruce will exchange at the blue line. Burkemper will tap it into the zone before it gets ping-ponged back out to Bruce. Christopoulos unable to grab it for the Redbirds. Bauer receives a pass, and he believes the rush in the zone. Centers it in front. Burkemper can't quite pull the trigger. A minute 29 remaining in the first period. Here come the Redbirds. This one up the ice, intended for more, and is off the side. Adams will chase after it, and that'll draw an icing call.
Well, I think this is the kind of environment that you like to have before your conference schedule begins, because this is amazing. It feels like it's a conference game right now.
Minute 23 remaining in our first period. Questions or comments? Send them to me on Twitter, @JoeParrish. Check out that great graphic that Derek Michelson just threw together on the fly. We'll read all your comments and questions and everything in between during the intermission and throughout tonight's game. Played out to Landgraf. Landgraf will look at Jarman and said he takes it himself. Landgraf took a little bit of contact as he came over the blue line. Pounces back to Landgraf momentarily as Nitchin will swing at it. Puck will inch out of the zone as Landgraf will put it right back in. The Buffs are relentless. Minute remaining in our first period. 2-0 Colorado. Jarman from the end line. He'll center it in front to Nitchin, who puts one up, and it's saved by Hayton. Jarman trying to feed it through some traffic there, and he just couldn't quite get it on the tape for Nitchin, so he didn't get all of that one, but a good play.
There's been at least 7 or 8 legitimate chances for scoring opportunities.
52.2 seconds remaining in our opening period. For Boulder, Colorado, the Raging Buffaloes, as I'm sure you can hear, are having a fun time on Saturday night.
It's got to be adding to the mood. I mean, this environment is awesome to play in.
Face-off sent deep in and around the zone. Bruce will keep it in at the blue line to Jarman. Jarman trying to go backdoor for Landgraf. Could not finesse it to him there. Out to center ice comes the puck. Mick Bruce will take it from his own blue line. Touched across from Nitchin as he'll chase after it with 35 seconds remaining in the period. Kurtz will take it over the blue line himself. 25 seconds remaining as Kurtz will try to set it off, and he gets lit up in behind the net by Mick Bruce. What a collision there. Here come the Buffaloes. It's Brian Owen. Owen through the slot, it's broken up. Puck's going to come all the way out to the blue line, and he'll advance into the neutral zone for Kurtz. Kurtz will send a blast and a save by Champagne. Rebound shot goes just high. 5 seconds remaining in the period, and it looks like Colorado will skate this one out to Palanchik, and time has expired as the buzzer will announce the end of our first period.
Unreal. There has to be at least 75 students to my right. I have never seen this before for any home hockey game.
An exciting atmosphere, an unexpected atmosphere on Saturday night as apparently the Redbirds are a big draw.
Like I said, it feels like it's a conference game right now. Like, it feels like Arizona or Oklahoma is in here, or CSU.
So that's the end of our first period of play. We're going to step aside, but when we come back, we'll have some first period reaction and analysis for you. You're tuned into livestream.com. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Radio 1190, the AM Revolution. Check them out online, radio1190.org, or on Twitter at Radio 1190. Hey, make sure to send those tweets during the intermission. We'll read out the best comments and we'll answer all your questions. But alongside Matan Alzel, I'm Joe Paris. We're going to step aside, and we'll be back momentarily. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. After the first period of play, the Buffaloes lead 2-0 over the visiting Illinois State Redbirds. Joe Paris alongside Matan Alzel here with you. And Matan, the action continued there during the intermission. The student section, for whatever reason tonight, is absolutely hot.
Joe, I don't know if I've ever actually even seen that at an NHL game. As the Zamboni was going by, as you could see on the broadcast, they were cheering every time. A quick update on the Colorado-Buffalo football game. It's already, yep, you better believe it, 7-0 Arizona State, and it came on a mishap. Very unfortunate. It was actually a fumble on a rushing play. The Buffaloes misfired the recovery, and an Arizona State player picked it up and ran it 40 yards into their end zone.
This student section is transcending student section. They're just a party right now. It's the biggest party in college hockey. This is unbelievable. We're back underway. Buffalo's bringing it into the zone. It's Bauer, Anderson, Bergkemper on the backside. Bergkemper fires. He scores! Chris Bergkemper! 12 seconds in, and the student section's going wild. It's 3-0 Colorado.
This is unreal. I keep saying it, but there's never been anything like this in this building.
My goodness. 3-0 Colorado. That one only took 12 seconds. All the guys, all the hockey guys, they didn't go into the locker room, Matan. The boys did not go into the locker room. The Buffs elected to sit outside the locker room and watch the student section as they cheered on the Zamboni, did the YMCA, made their own songs up, and are now singing the fight song. It is one of the only times I haven't seen a team elect to not go into a locker room and instead watch the action of a student section. The Buffaloes here again.
I wish we could get a feed into this for the whole student body, because if the students could see what this kind of environment is, they might rethink attending hockey games.
Now, I was talking to a few of them during the intermission, and a large contingent of them are actually the University of Colorado rugby team. So the rugby team is here tonight. They had a meeting in this building. They thought, why don't we go get rowdy at a hockey game? Not a bad way to spend a Saturday night.
I don't know about you, Joe, but I'm going to stand right over here and not by them for the rest of this game, though. I'll stay away from that rugby team.
They're big guys. They're having fun. Shot on net as a state by Champagne. Rebound is pushed off the edge as Temby will dislodge the net and draw a whistle.
Man, Champagne did not like that. He said a couple of words to that defender right away.
Some wrap-ups behind the net as Champagne believes he had a little bit of contact on that play unfairly. And I think, well, the referee's pointing at something. Not sure what.
And Seppo Lufau has just thrown an interception, and it is already 1st and goal for Arizona State. Things looking very bad. We're not even 5 minutes into that football game.
So you're tuned into University of Colorado hockey. You made the right choice for what CU team to watch tonight. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Radio 1190, KVCU Boulder, the AM Revolution. Find them online, radio1190.org. Joe Paris, Matan Alzel here with you from the University of Colorado student section. A hot crowd on Saturday night. The Buffaloes lead 3-0, just underway here in the second period. The energy in here is, I mean, it's similar to the CU-CSU game.
It really is.
Traditionally here at CU, there's a few games a year that are attended by the boys and the girls on campus. It's usually the CU-CSU game. Tonight, though, the Redbirds. will draw the affection from the University of Colorado student section. And folks, I know we're talking about it a lot as Landgraf gets kneed in the leg, and that's going to draw a tripping penalty against the Redbirds as Champagne goes to the bench.
That is not a clean hit.
So it's going to be a power play for Colorado as Landgraf got tripped. We'll get the number here momentarily, but the Buffs will go on the power play. They are 1 for 1 on the night.
I have to think their percentage went up after that last power play, so let's see if they can bump it up even a little bit more.
Got any questions or comments on the game? Send them to me on Twitter at Joe Paris. We'll read all the comments and answer any questions you guys have. So it'll be a 2-minute penalty on Sam Turk. So the Buffs will go on the power play for the second attempt here tonight. 1 for 1. Tempe will take it. He'll send it to the left side. It's Matt Anders. Anders exchanges back to Tempe, who sends one through some traffic. Got it away by Hayton.
Missed high stick there. Could have been a 5-on-3.
Hefter at the top of the circle will exchange back again to Tempe. Tempe will set one up for Anders. He'll go down low to Jake Bauer. Bauer looking for Bergkemper in the slot. Goes down low to Anders instead. Trying to send one back door. Blocked off the side of the net. Here's Matt Anders with it. Back out to Alex Tempe. Tempe has a goal tonight. He'll walk the blue line before sending it down through some traffic. A second attempt by Bauer is poked away by the goaltender. Bauer goes down to a knee. He loses it. And DJ Mussey will send it down the length of the ice.
And this power play unit is really just feeling it. You can see the chemistry developing on this line.
Champagne with an impressive long ice pass. Will go all the way to the corner, and Jarman will be met up there by Addy. Addy and Jarman will wrestle in the corner as the puck will be flipped all the way out into the neutral zone again. 58 seconds remain on the power play for the Buffalo. 17:03 remaining in our second period. Mitchen's going to give him a full head of steam as he comes over the blue line. He'll leave it for Jarman. Jarman fakes a shot, takes it in behind as he looks out to the blue line for Pilkington. And then he'll cycle it into the corner again for Nitchen. Nitchen will go to Pilks this time. A one-timer for Bruce just through some traffic and off the mark. To the near side, it's John Nitchen. Nitchen pinned up against the board. Puck stays there with him as Pilkington is awaiting a pass as it goes down low. Wrapped around the board by Rosala. Kept it at the blue line, though, by Bruce. Bruce tries to backhand it through the slot. Picked off, though, by Addy. And Addy will send it all the way down to Champagne. 17 seconds left. Champagne will sauce one all the way down. Landgraf will pick it up at the blue line. Waiting for a pass in front was Palanchik. Palanchik just couldn't get it. And the Redbirds will send it down the length of the ice.
Great effort by Champagne on that pass, though. It takes a lot of intelligence to make that pass.
Kostopoulos will eat the puck down low, and that'll kill off the power play. So the Buffalo's now 1 for 2 on the night. Puck tipped on the play, so it'll be a race down low. Luke Carter will be the first one there. Sent around by Hayton. Pinned up against the boards. Carter pokes it free to Adams. He'll take a shoulder there from Morin. Carter again, sends it in behind. Bruce leaves it for Brian Owen, and it'll come out to the blue line. Here comes Gatto. Jeremy Gatto comes 1-on-2. His shot deflected off of Matt Adams' stick and will go out of play. And Adams and him wrapped up after the play.
Ref's keeping an eye on him, but uh-oh.
Well, Adams is having some kind of banter down low. Can only imagine what they're talking about.
Your stick's in my jersey, huh? My stick's in your jersey. Who really knows? The only thing that could really make this crowd just lose itself is a bloodbath. We don't necessarily want to see that, but my goodness if that happened.
Joey Prechtel tweets in, who do you think will be the toughest challenge this season for the Buffaloes? I think it's either going to be Minot State or Central Oklahoma, Joey. Thanks for tweeting in from Presque Isle, Maine. Palanchik into the zone, sends one through the slot. That one just through center.
I would say the same thing, Joe.
Carter at the blue line as it just shifts in. Pass intended for Talty off the mark, so Pilkington will come back for it, and it'll be an icing. 15:07 remaining in the second period of play. Buffs on top 3-0. A fun game so far, to say the least.
And back to Minot State. You know that those guys in Central Oklahoma, they've been the top tier of this competition for quite a while, so you got to look at those Arizona and Oklahoma matchups. Those could be some very competitive games this year. The Buffs have come up a little short-handed the past couple of years.
Edwards will send one in. It's blocked, and the Redbirds will send it all the way down the length of the ice, so it'll be another icing call as Pilkington will win the race to the puck. A few seconds will trickle off. 15 minutes remaining exactly almost in the second period. The scoreboard reads 14:59. You get the idea. Same crew will stay there. Bradford takes the draw. He'll wrap in down low. Dalty will poke at it for the Redbirds. Puck pops right up out of the air. Sent to the corner. Coleman will go after it for the Buffaloes. Coleman out there with Bradford and Doyle. Doyle will send in down low. Redbirds trying to clear the zone. They finally do. Dalty trying to exchange with a pass with Johnson. Johnson couldn't quite catch up to it. Doyle in the corner. Leaves it for Coleman. Up the ice come the Buffaloes. David Coleman through the neutral zone. He's got a man to the left side. It's Bradford. He slides it to him. Bradford in. Oh, and he just can't pull the trigger at the last second.
Another blatant missed penalty by the referees. That should have been another power play for the Buffaloes.
Dalty leads the rush. He'll take a shove there from Temby. Works through him down on his leg. Free in the Buffs D zone. Pokes forward. It's a Doyle. Coleman through some traffic. He'll take a shoulder as he'll get it down low to Chris Doyle. Temby from the neutral zone will send one in on net. Ayton will play it into the corner. Marson will touch it in. Champagne comes out of his net to play it. He'll swing it around the boards to Burkemper. Burkemper whiffs on the pass. He'll be consumed by Marson. Marson puts one in front, intended for Zoomer. Zoomer can't quite play at it. Shot just goes wide. I think Zoomer actually got the last wood on that one. It went just wide, though. Played into the corner. Adams will get it out to center ice. Send in hard again. Now the student section has orchestrated the wave.
That's the first official successful wave we've had here.
There are two games going on. The game in the stands and the game on the ice.
Try not to get too distracted there, Joe.
You might argue the latter might be more entertaining. Now we'll meet up in the corner. Morin and him will shove off each other as the Redbirds will finally get it free. This is Clint Zoomer. Zoomer down the alley. He'll leave it behind. Morin how to take it away from him as Temby will cycle it back over to Anders. 12:45 remaining. Kostopoulos. Return pass. Kostopoulos fires. He scores.
And that was a good play.
Matthew Kostopoulos with a laser just inside the right bar. And that'll make it 3-1. Kostopoulos picked his spot and he put it there.
You could feel something brewing for Illinois State, and they finally caught a break. A miscue at the pass for Buffaloes in their own zone, and it resulted in a very nice shot, just missed by Champagne.
So that'll make it a 2-goal lead for Colorado. I know a lot of the guys on this team watched the Colorado Avalanche game the other night, and if you're not familiar, the Avalanche led 4-1 heading into the third period. They lost that game 5-4. You learn from other teams, as one of the problems in the past for this team has been finishing games. This year, they look to change that.
Yeah, let's hope the same thing's not happening here, Joe. Believe it or not, it's the same score and the same fashion as that Avalanche game. Fingers crossed we avoid a heartbreaking collapse tonight.
The Buffs came out on top all three games down in Missouri and Arkansas, but towards the end of one of the games, I think it was the first game against Arkansas. Yes, that's correct. The Buffaloes had a really hard time in the third period staying consistent. Tumpain will chase after it. Tumpain up against the glass. He'll wrestle with Matt Adams. Adams and Tumpain go to work in the corner again. Free in the corner again. Adams and Tumpain will do battle for the third time here in as many seconds. Finally slung free through the slot up top. Shot goes just wide. I think Rosala just couldn't quite get the wood on that one. He took a little bit too much time. Now come the Buffaloes. Jarman into the zone he comes. He wrestles around a man. Backhand blocked. Another one goes straight up out in the air. Pinned up against the boards by Steve Rosala. Played again to the corner. This is Luke Morin. 11:09 remaining in the second period. Our score 3-1. Matthew Kostopoulos getting the latest goal for the Redbirds. In front, shot goes just high off the stick of Brian Owen.
It actually bounced back off the top of the net on a rebound off the boards.
This line of Palanchik, Owen, and Carter has been fun to watch tonight. Advanced down the ice by Jeremy Gatto. He'll be cut off, though, by Devin Pilkington. Kept in the zone. Morin loses it in favor of Polanchik. Polanchik will scamper back into his corner, and the Buffs will find a reset. Luke Carter waiting for a pass along the near side boards. Played all the way down to center ice to Brian Owen. This one was deflected. No, it wasn't. So an icing call on Colorado.
And an update on CU Arizona State. The Buffaloes have finally fought back, and Philip Lindsay has rushed for a touchdown. It is 14-7, Arizona State on top.
10:31 remaining in the second period of play. 3-1. Face off deep in the Colorado defensive zone off the icing. Buffs doing a really good job in the face-off circle tonight. Over the line comes Polanchik. Polanchik will race off into the corner for it. Centers it in front for Owen. Picked off, though, by Johnson. Johnson can't get it out of the zone, though, as the Buffaloes keep it in. That's Sam Turk who will play it around the glass. Addy can't advance it forward, so the Buffaloes will send it in deep again. Polanchik will chase after it. He'll chase down Sam Turk, and Turk will advance it forward. This time, it looks like Johnson. Johnson a 2-on-1 if he hurries, and waiting for it on the back door was Talty. He couldn't quite get his stick on it. Talty centered in front. All of a sudden, the Buffaloes are kind of running around in their own zone. They need to calm down a tad. Coleman over the line. Shoulders in. Shot is played away by Hayton. 9:40 remaining in our second period. A race to the puck will be won by Johnson. Johnson trailed there. Flips it over on the backside. Talty couldn't quite send it in front. The puck's free.
Oh boy.
A lot of collisions on the outside of the crease, and that's going to draw a penalty on somebody.
I think it's Colorado.
And I think this one actually may come against Andrew Bradford, as Bradford shaking his head. So it'll be power play time for the Redbirds. They are 0 for 1 on the night. But Matan, all of a sudden it feels like the Redbirds have got right back into this.
Yep, and again, I'm going to bring it up. It's kind of peeking into that Avalanche game feel the other night against the Minnesota Wild. Hockey is a game of momentum. And when you feel the game start to shift to the other team's side, it's important that you not let it get out of your control.
9:27 remaining in our second period of play. Redbirds lead 2-0. Excuse me, they do not. They trail 3-1. They have 2 minutes up on the clock, though, for a power play. That was odd. Join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. University of Colorado women home opener against Lindenwood Bellevue. You can find that on livestream.com on the same channel, just the women's side of things. And if you haven't watched CU women's hockey, it's an exciting brand of hockey, and they've got a lot of new talent this year, including Ellie Dice, whose brother Dak Dice is on the Buffaloes. Dak's still on injured reserve. Talked with his father actually earlier this week, and he's hoping that Dak will be able to make a return here soon.
Get well soon, buddy.
A number of Buffs are still sidelined. John Dora, Pierce Matty, Luke Coyne, Eric Kardash, George Gruber, and R.J. Salvato, some of them. In come the Redbirds, though, on the power play here. 1:28 remaining on their power play. Hefter will flip it up to the neutral zone. It was almost right to Doyle. Doyle couldn't control it. Mussey has it. Into the zone comes Mussey. He's trailed by Zoomer.
Missed offsides call.
Zoomer in the corner. Talty will handle around Temby. Through some traffic comes the puck. Deep in the corner for the Redbirds with a minute remaining. Hefter, now to Zoomer. Zoomer to Rosenberg. Rosenberg on the backside. Saved by Champagne on a one-timer.
Probably his best save of the night. Boy, some opportunities on that power play.
Norway did a good job to sit on that back door and got a perfect pass. Champagne, though, sliding to his left perfectly. Norway again. He'll leave it for Talty as Bergkemper will backhand it up and out of the zone. 35 seconds remain on the power play for the Redbirds. 8 minutes remaining in our second period of action. From Boulder, Colorado on Saturday night, a hot crowd here and a 3-1 score.
And the student section has officially installed a Mick Bruce chant.
Kind of sounds like the Spruce chants, Nelson Spruce.
It's pretty easy.
Sent across to Turk. Turk will be battled there with Bergkemper. Bergkemper will send the puck in deep. Adams tries to play it up the boards, but Turk will keep it in to Norway. Bruce, though, will catch it in front, and he'll sling it down the length of the ice as Bradford will come out of the box. And the Redbirds are now 0 for 2 on the night.
And they close that power play very strong. A good kill for the Buffaloes.
Number one line out there for Colorado. Bergkemper, Anderson, Bauer. Redbirds, though, will clear the zone. It's Johnson. Johnson leaves it to the right side for Talty. Salty exchanging over now. Handles around a few buffs, leaves it in front though, and Mick Bruce will look up the ice to Bauer. Bauer's going to have a 1-on-2. Can he split the D? No, at the last second, a really good play though by Addy to slash that puck away. And the Buffs have come in offsides. 6:56 in the second period. 3-1 Buffs. A fun atmosphere on Saturday night. And a really, aside from the student section, a really good crowd. And they have their own area down on the goal end. But aside from them, there's also a good amount of the community here tonight to support the Buffaloes. Turned over to Morin. Morin can't quite bring it in as Pilkington will chase after it. The freshman Pilkington looks to Bauer. Bauer, the sophomore, will send it over along the side to the junior Burkemper. Kostopoulos to Morin. Morin will send a slap shot off the leg of Pilkington. Pilkington up the ice. On comes a new line for Colorado. Burkemper leaves it for Bauer. Bauer leaves it now for Pilkington. He can't quite cross it as he runs into a little bit of trouble and has to send it over to Anders. Anders backdoor shot. Oh, and a save there by Mark Hayton. The one-timer just whipped on and had some mustard to go through, but Hayton getting to the post before the puck did.
Joe, did you notice there were like 5 or 6 passes that were just phenomenal on that possession? They were one pass away from completing the whole offensive zone and having a wide open shot on the left, and then they rebounded and get another shot anyways.
That passing, I think, a result of an additional practice that was scheduled yesterday afternoon. The Buffaloes are here Friday afternoon practicing, something that is very rare. They were working on their power play and their passing, and I watched for about 25 minutes, and boy, they had it working there. Meanwhile, out come the Redbirds. It's Caleb Morley. Morley will play it into the corner. Chasing after it is Marson. Marson and Pilkington will line up against the glass as Nitchin will try to fish it out of there. A good check, though, by Marson to keep it away from Nitchin momentarily as Landgraf will streak up the ice. He'll be met there by Mussey. Mussey and Landgraf will collide into the corner as Mussey goes down hard.
Legal hit.
Flipped out of the zone by Morley. We're going to get a penalty, and I believe it's going to be a slashing call on Colorado.
Got sticks flying everywhere. We've really got to watch ourselves on these possessions.
As Landgraf and DJ Mussey having a conversation about the score, it appears. Landgraf continually pointing out the board. Landgraf actually almost skating into the penalty box, forgetting where he was going. So it'll be a slashing penalty against Alex Temby. So this will be the third power play now for the Redbirds, 0 for 2 thus far. On the year, outside of the 2 power plays tonight, because I didn't do the math yet, but 12.7% on the air for the power play for the Redbirds. Illinois State, though, we'll see if they can get closer. Johnson cycles it into the corner for Johnson. Bauer waiting for it down low, and the Buffs will sling it all the way down the length of the ice. Skating after it, though, will be Brian Owen. Brian on the forecheck will try to catch up to the play. Angled around backward to Norway, and Norway will start there. 5:09 remaining in the second period. Over the line come the Redbirds. They'll be advanced down again, though, by Colorado. Three to 1. Buffalo's lead. 1:09 remaining on the power play. Norway brings it over the line, and he'll sling it around the boards. After it comes Bauer. To the slot to Bruce. Bruce will play it out to Palanchik, and Palanchik will guide it off the glass into the corner. In the corner, out of the pile comes the Redbirds. It's Talty. 40 seconds remaining on the power play for Illinois State. Talty will stop in the neutral zone. He'll navigate around a few buffs. He'll play it off Coleman into the zone. Norway will send it all the way to the far side of the ice, and we're going to get a penalty on Colorado. We're going to get a penalty on Trent Edwards. Edwards is going to get called for boarding, I think. So it'll be a 5-on-3 for 27 seconds, and then another power play.
Not playing smart right now. Just too many careless mistakes. They're just not necessary. Dangerous territory for 5-on-3 for 25 seconds.
The Redbirds having a conference in the offensive zone. And this is a really big opportunity for Illinois State to sneak back into this one. 3 to 1. And it looked like, the early going to the second period that the Buffs were going to run away with this, but the Redbirds have hung on tight. So 5-on-3 for 26 seconds. And then another power play for the Redbirds. Anders, though, will take it 1-on-2. Tries to handle around 2 defenders. He does so. Trips, though, going into the zone. Zoomer will take it up the ice. Redbirds have some big numbers here as Anders is behind the play. He finally catches up to it. To the near side comes Marson. Marson will leave it over now to Kostopoulos. Rosenberg, one more time, blocked in front off the leg of Matt Hefter. And the puck will come out to center ice.
Hefter's down.
5-on-3 has expired. 5-on-4 has commenced. Matt Adams will send one on net. Hayton will have to glove it, though, as the Buffs were coming in with some fire there as Chris Bergkemper forced the cover. 3:31 remaining in the second period of play. 1:22 remaining on the power play.
Well, the Buffaloes managed to get out of that 5-on-3, but Matt Hefter's knee paid the price a little bit there. We'll see if the Buffaloes can keep up the pace. Illinois State would be going 0 for 4 if they can keep this alive on power plays.
We mentioned it earlier, but Colorado's penalty kill percentage, 100%. 1:13 remains on the power play. The Buffaloes, though, will send it in and eat off some penalty kill time. 3:14 remaining in our second period. 3-1 our score, as indicated by the beautiful score graphic on the bottom of your screen. That's new this year. Kyle Melton from behind his own net will send it in the direction of Johnson. Johnson will gallop up the ice as he sends it to himself in the corner. He'll meet up there with Nick Bruce with a huge collision. Bruce might be the hardest hitter in the ACHA. He's got my vote, showing it there. 38 seconds remaining of the power play. Talty, back door. And Melton can't quite keep it in.
Careless mistake there. Coach is furious for Illinois State.
Bauer comes in 2-on-1 as Bergkemper was just off sides. Otherwise, they would have had a 2-on-1 shorthanded opportunity.
Joe, did you notice that Bauer just kind of flicked the puck up into the net and it got caught there? Can you get penalized for intentionally flicking a puck into the net in this league?
I don't think so.
Just NHL?
Some referees would. I'll tell you, there were some referees down in Arkansas. I'm just calling it how it is. They called the game very tight. There was a game misconduct, or there was at least one game misconduct in every game on the road trip.
Different styles of pretty much every sport come throughout the country.
Morn for the Redbirds will play it in on the end line. Puck comes free to Hefter. 8 seconds remaining on the power play, but here come the Buffs. They got a 3-on-2. David Coleman leads the rush. Taken away from him, though, by Mussey. Stays deep, though, as Colorado has killed off another power play. The Redbirds fall to 0-4 on the night. Bradford will finesse it to Coleman, and it'll be flipped high and out of the zone. Temby will skate back as he gloves it to himself. He'll come across the ice to Doyle. Mussey tries to loft it in. It's held up at the blue line. Bradford couldn't quite control it, so the Redbirds will play it back in. Bradford will streak for him pass as Hefter will play it over to David Coleman. Coleman and Hefter have been teammates, it seems like, now forever. The two played junior hockey together.
That's a vicious hit on Coleman, and he's shaken up.
Looks to be all right.
That should have been boarding.
1:23 remaining. Adams plays it off the boards. He'll come out to center ice. Dan Addy, though, will send it right back in. Adams will chase after it. Then they'll try and do this again. Temby from his own corner. He goes right back to Adams, who goes right back to Temby. Temby will lose it, though, to Johnson. Johnson did a good job on the forecheck. Played out to center ice to Jarman. A minute remaining in our second period. Adams to Temby. Temby along the boards. Landgraf will chase after it. He and Nitchin will swap positions as Nitchin will go to the corner. Landgraf went to the slot as the two will now both go down low. 45 seconds remains in our second period. Against the boards. Bauer will try to get it out of there to Jarman. Jarman gets it through the slot. He'll skate through, sends it on net, and it gloves out of the air by Hayton.
A terrific glove save.
36 seconds remain in our second period. The Buffs came flying out of the gate in the second period and looked like they were going to really start tacking on a ton of goals, but Illinois State has done a very good job defensively keeping the puck away from Mark Hayton's crease.
Yeah, they showed they needed to respond in this period. So they're trying to prove that they can't compete with this Buffalo squad.
Ditchin will take the face-off for Colorado. He'll face off against Melton. Right off the face-off, Jarman will send one wide. 30 seconds to go in the period. All the way into the neutral zone. Jarman will play it to Bruce, who touches it to Landgraf, who advances it forward to Jarman, who is just offsides. Jarman disagrees, as he usually does with the officials.
It was a close one.
22.6 seconds remaining in the second period.
Update in Arizona State. The Buffaloes held the Sun Devils to a field goal, so it is 17-7, and the Buffaloes will start at their own 20.
Mitchin wins the draw, but it'll be picked off and brought the other way by Tempoon, and he gets taken down hard, and that's going to draw a penalty. So the Buffs will go shorthanded again for the 5th time tonight, and I talked about it early in the first period. The Buffs have had some penalty problems this year.
It looked like a clean hit, but when you looked at it again, it was a clear elbow leading with the hit. Can't lead with that elbow in hockey.
15.6 seconds remain in the second period, so unless the Redbirds score, they will start the third period with a power play. And if you're head coach Michael Mark Clark, you got to be pretty happy that you're still in this game at 3-1. Champagne will got away a shot as the puck will come in down low. Parker Johnson goes flying over a body. Buffs will break it out as Mick Bruce will lead it up the rush. They're going to only have 2 seconds. Bruce tries to take a shot, and that's going to draw a penalty as time expires. Ballard took a shot at Bruce and says something to Jarman, and Jarman wants to talk to him about it, but the referees are going to convince him not to, as that's the end of 2 periods of play.
2 careless mistakes, one by each team at the end of the second period. So we're going to start the beginning of the third period with some 4-on-4 hockey.
You're tuned into Colorado Hockey on livestream.com with the entire team here in Boulder. Buffs lead 3-1 after 2 periods of play. Tonight's broadcast sponsored by Radio 1190. Radio 1190 is the ultimate mixtape. Find them online, radio1190.org, or find their app on the iPhone App Store. We're live in Boulder, but we're going to step aside. After 2 periods of play, Colorado leads 3-1. Don't go anywhere. Third period action coming up after this. Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. Time for some third period action. Buffaloes and the Redbirds. Thank you for joining us on your Saturday night. Joe Paris, Matan Alzel, and the crew here from the CU Boulder Rec Center ice. I believe the student section has left, so that was fun while it lasted, but they had better things to do on Saturday night.
Well, 2 periods, I guess, was enough for them. There's still some here for those that remain. Yes, props to them.
Football update. The University of Colorado Buffaloes are being beaten within an inch of their life by the Arizona State Sun Devils. So that's that. And the Colorado Avalanche are tied at 3 with the Dallas Stars in the third period. That one is available on Altitude.
Yeah, that one's important for the Avalanche because of that collapse against the Wild. You really want to see them respond well because after this, it's off to the road.
So 3-1 is our score. We'll start the third period with some 4-on-4 action for 1:45. And then Colorado will have a 15-second power play.
Have you happened to see any games in NHL yet that have been 3-on-3 in overtime? Have you caught any of those?
I have. I've actually seen all of them, if not live, then on replay.
Pretty cool stuff, huh?
Unbelievable. I watched the one in Tampa Bay the other night. The 3-on-3 back and forth, which I think was Philadelphia, was incredible.
Yep.
I mean, it's the coolest thing ever. I love this 3-on-3.
Some rule changes are frowned upon, but boy, this one could be one of the better ones in the history of hockey.
It's incredible. I love it. 20 minutes up on the board. 1 period remaining here of regulation hockey from Boulder. Colorado came flying out of the gate in the second period, and then they kind of trailed off. So we'll see how they come out in the third period.
Got to finish strong. And again, this Illinois State squad has been very competitive, so it's a good test in some non-conference play. This is exactly what you want the Buffaloes to be tested in before they head off to their conference opponents.
Set to get underway here. The Redbirds, give them credit. They're hanging around. They really are. And hanging around, I think, actually is an understatement. They're playing good hockey. They're hanging with the Buffs here. They lost 3-1 last night to Colorado State. But we'll see how they fare tonight against the state of Colorado's flagship university, as I would say. Played into the corner, 4-on-4 hockey in minute 28. Played in deep for the Redbirds.
A lot of open space right now.
Fresh ice. Johnson comes up the edge. Burkemper tries to cut him off. He'll now run into a double team of Anders and Burkemper. Burkemper will take over there. He'll play it out of the zone. Oh, kept in actually by Rosenberg. Rosenberg throws one on net, goes off to the side. Johnson couldn't quite send it home. Talty, though, from behind the net, he'll be lined up by Anders. Talty from his corner will play it out to the blue line. It's Mussey. Mussey on net, shot on net, saved by Champagne. Puck jumps out, and he'll grab his own rebound.
A nice save by Champagne. Again, you see these Illinois State players, they just kind of poke at it after even Champagne has secured the puck. Champagne lets them know, you guys got to get out of here. This is my puck after that whistle blows.
58 seconds remain of 4-on-4 play. Then again, Colorado will have a brief power play. Adams in the box for Colorado and Joey Bauer in the box for Illinois State.
2 Bowers tonight. Spelled differently, though.
One like the hockey brand, one like the coffee brand. Hefter from his own corner will play it out to the blue line. It'll be Joey Bauer who will throw that one on net. Excuse me, that's not Joey Bauer, that's Sam Turk. Because Joey Bauer's in the box. Turk, who wears 57, he plays one deep into the corner. It'll be picked up, played around, out to the blue line again. 80. Ooh. Played again, back to the corner. Some good skating here from Illinois. As the puck will play all the way down into the deep corner. Addy comes after it. He'll wait there with Jarman. 26 seconds of 4-on-4 remaining. This one will be flipped up out of the air, gloved down by Matt Hefter. Hefter will send it over to Trevor Landgraf. Landgraf will flip it over to John Nitchin. Nitchin will swing away at it as the puck comes free at the top of the slot. Hefter will pinch in. Corrals it up the blue line, gives it up, and it's going to be a 2-on-0 back the other way. Leading the rush is Tempun. He's in, he shoots, and it's just off the side of the net. Waiting for it on the doorstep was Jeremy Norway. He received a pass and just couldn't quite get one. Another shot on net, saved by Champagne. A third shot on net is saved by Champagne. And he'll hang on with the glove.
Hats off to Champagne. It was just a flat-out missed attempt. You have a 2-on-0, and they just come up with nothing. The Buffaloes had that opportunity in the first period, and they converted.
So Colorado now is on the power play for 10 seconds. 5-on-4 numbers. 18-10 remaining in the third. Some close chances, though, for the Redbirds to start this third period. They trail by 2 goals. They say the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. The Avalanche might argue it's the 4-goal lead. Over the line come the Buffaloes offsides. The Avs are tied at 3 with the Dallas Stars in the third period. Three seconds remain on the power play as the line of Elliot Palanchik, Brian Owen, and Luke Carter are out there for the Buffaloes. The defensemen are Matt Adams and Mick Bruce. The Redbirds will win the draw, and they'll kill off the penalty. Played into the corner. Bruce will come after it, and it'll be an icing call.
There were still some good takeaways for the Avalanche against the Wild. Newcomer Francois Boschman is a wealthy, new signed defenseman. Had 3 assists, not really known for a points kind of guy, more so a savvy, aggressive veteran defender. 3 assists, he already has 1 tonight as well. And early 4 points on the season.
A welcome addition to the Colorado Avalanche. The Redbirds will play it out to center ice. Mick Bruce will go D-to-D with Matt Adams. Adams will catch up to the play at center ice as it's taken away by Gatto. Gatto will play it over now to Morin, who is just offsides. Ooh, Gatto and Morin working there as a 2-on-1 developed, and if it hadn't been for the offsides, it would have been a clear shot at Champagne.
Bit of a late call. Kind of reminds you when a late flag is thrown in football, it does not get a good reaction from the team it's called against.
Owen, Carter, and Palanchik will stay out there with Bruce and Adams. Kostopoulos will play it into the zone for Illinois State. Bruce will chase after it. 17:39 remaining in the third period of play. Bruce will take a huge shot in behind. Owen can't quite find it along the boards. Carter comes up with it now. Now to Palanchik. Palanchik's going to have some speed. Palanchik will center it in front for Carter. Carter fires. Saved by Hayton.
Good
into
play.
the corner again for Carter. Carter goes down after a heavy check from Jeremy Gatto.
Good setup by Palanchik.
Comes free to Palanchik again. He's looking for Carter in the slot. He'll skate with it. But It's out to the blue line where Pilkington's calling for it. Palanchik, though, will cycle it in down for Brian Owen. Owen looks out to Pilkington. Puck taken away, though, by Gatto. And it comes out to center ice. Sent in again by the Buffaloes. Trent Edwards will chase after the dump alongside Elliot Palanchik. Turk plays it out for the Redbirds. And you can see right now as this one's going to go all the way down the ice. Champine's actually going to play it. That'll negate the icing. The Redbirds are looking for those breakaway opportunities. They're sending a flyer who's playing a little bit higher on the D zone than we've seen him earlier in the game.
It's an aggressive game plan.
Zoomer will send one on net. It'll be blocked in front by Pilkington. Pilkington will collect the zone. And out come the Buffaloes. Chris Doyle centers it for Coleman. Coleman's shot is taken away from Rizela. And again come the Redbirds. It's Clint Zoomer. Zoomer over the line. Plays it into the corner. Steve Rizala will come after it. Out comes Colorado. It's Bradford. Bradford looking for a pass to Doyle. Instead he'll take a shot himself and it'll be saved by Mark Hayton.
Yeah, it actually ended up forming into a 4-on-2 there, but Bradford just playing it safe and rifling in a slap shot in there.
15:57 remain in the third period. Buffs with a 2-goal lead. Play has kind of calmed down a little bit here in the third period. It got kind of tense towards the end of the second period.
Well, the playing style has been a bit more conservative in this period, that is for sure.
Bauer will collect in the corner. It'll pop out to the blue line where Kemby is unable to keep it in. Van Hefter, though, will loft it with the backhand all the way into the corner again. Bauer will chase after it. Played up the boards by Mussey. Mussey's play, though, is taken over by Colorado. Kept into the blue line by Temby. Chipped out to center ice. Hefter will stay with it in the neutral zone. Bergkemper over the line. He'll backhand it, looking for Bauer. It'll be picked off, though, by Mussey. And Mussey will escape out to Bauer. Bauer and Johnson, the two there. Unable to get up the ice as Anders goes down hard into the boards as the puck is advanced into the zone, and that is going to be a penalty. I think it's going to go against Parker Johnson. So this should be Colorado's fourth of the night. That last one only 15 seconds. They still didn't score on it.
Good news coming out of the Pepsi Center. The Avs have just scored. It is 4-3. John Mitchell with his second of the season.
That is good news. Thank you, Matan. I appreciate that information.
That fourth line making moves.
Someone's got to do it. So Colorado on the power play here. They are 1 for 3 on the night. This is their fourth opportunity. 15-10 remaining in the period. It's Temby from the blue line. Temby will look down to Anders. Well, he'll angle it there. Anders has it taken over, though, by Rizala. And it'll be played out by the Redbirds. 15 minutes even remaining in this contest. 1:38 remaining on the power play. Miscommunication sees Melton bat it right back into the zone. So the Buffaloes will recollect, and they'll try it again. Hefter leaves it for Anders. Anders will play it across. Deflected again. This time Bauer got it. Drops it for Bergkemper. Bergkemper will leave it at the line for Hefter. Hefter will try to chip it in through the slot. And again, Illinois State will clear the zone very quickly.
I think Hefter saw Bauer in front of the net, but some sloppy passing to start off this power play.
1:04 remaining on the power play for Colorado. 14:20 remaining in the third period of a 2-goal game in favor of Colorado. It's Matt Anders now who will bring it down the alley. He'll be trailed by Bergkemper. Anders, though, will keep it to himself, handling with one hand all the way around the zone. 50 seconds remain on the power play. Anders still with it. This time he comes to Temby across the ice. Now to Bauer down low. Bauer will chip it over now to Temby. Temby has it taken away from him, and out come the Redbirds again. Marson plays it deep into the corner. Some good penalty killing by Illinois State, to say the least. Bauer has it. He'll be chased down by Bauer. Jarman with Mitchin. 2-on-2. Jarman sends one. It goes off of the leg of the defender, Rizala. Solid penalty kill here as Jarman will take it along the red line. 18 seconds remain on the power play for the Buffs. Mitchin to Landgraf, who just flew onto the scene. Mick Bruce back to Landgraf, who has assumed the position on the blue line. Dances around the defender Johnson to Bruce, back to Landgraf, tries to finesse it through the slot. It's going to be a breakaway back the other way for Parker Johnson. A poor pass out of the zone, though, was going to negate the shot on net. We're back to even strength. Johnson in front, shot saved by Champagne.
And Mick Bruce almost really paid the price for that. He misread that play entirely.
Kirk puts it in low, but it'll be chipped out by Colorado. It's going to be a 2-on-1. It'll be Nitchin and Landgraf. Nitchin will center it in front for Landgraf. He's got a 1-on-1 backdoor shot. Oh, what a save by Hayton.
Looked like a glimpse of the post, too.
Hayton got a piece of that one on the back door, the 1-2 from Landgraf and Nitchin. But Mark Hayton will keep it 3-1. 12:45 remain in the third period. Out come the Redbirds. Talty from the blue line will send it over in favor of Turk. Puck flies straight up out of the air. Rosenberg will battle along the blue line. He'll be met up there by a pair of Buffaloes. And finally it'll come free to Edwards. Edwards to Pilkington. Picked off by Johnson. Back door to Talty. Talty fires one and a save by Champagne. You can feel them bending. The Colorado defense, as Illinois State is having more chances in the last few minutes than they had the previous two periods.
They are. I'd say that this has been their strongest period offensively thus far.
12:21 remaining in the third period to play. 3-1 on Saturday night. Redbirds making a run at the Buffaloes. A shot on net right off the face-off will be held onto by Champagne, so we'll do it again.
The environment has definitely changed. That large student section has vanished, and it's not as loud in here.
Rizal will chase after it from the blue line for the Redbirds. He'll try to chip it forward. It'll be picked up now by Colorado. Out come the Buffs. Here's Brian Owen alongside Elliot Polanchik and Luke Carter. Owen goes down into the corner hard. Carter, though, will bail him out as he cycles it back to Owen. Calling for it at the point is Pilkington. Pilkington fires. Save. Rebound right there for Carter. Carter gets mowed down on the end line. Polanchik down to the blue line again. Pilkington shot. Deflected off of the leg into the neutral zone. Chip forward again.
That first look by Pilkington was a nice look.
Owen dangles through some traffic. Sends one on net. Right off the mask of Hayton and a good save. You got the mask, you might as well use it. Out come the Redbirds again. It's Melton. Melton over the line. And Morin was just offside, so that'll draw a referee's whistle.
And Joe, you put your head down after they took that shot. There was a lot of open space, but there was just no Buffalo to put that in off the rebound, off the mask. But you're right. Use that mask. You're wearing it.
11:37 remaining in the third period of play. 3-1, Buffs lead. Really fun back and forth action in this third period.
Competitive game. It's been fun to watch.
The Buffaloes will win the face-off back in their own zone, so Temby will go D-to-D with Hefter. Hefter will exchange, and up the ice comes Chris Doyle. Doyle will dump it in deep. Andrew Bradford will speed after it. He'll lay down the lumber behind the net. From the blue line, it's Hefter. Played off of the skate of David Coleman. Chris Doyle will go after it alongside Coleman. Coleman comes after it with Bradford now. Bradford will be consumed by Dan Addy. Coleman fires one, set on net. Hayton tries to dive on top of it, and he'll finally get the whistle. Hayton was on top of that for a few seconds before the referee finally blew it.
And Bradford, he tried to get a hit behind the Redbird nest, and I think he just hit himself. And it was a whole lot of board on that one.
11:07 remaining in the third period. Same group will stay out there for Colorado. Doyle, Bradford, and Coleman with Hefter and Temmy on the blue line. Play to the shadow of the board for Morley. Morley will send it out to center ice. Morrison will break up. He's alongside Clint Zoomer. Zoomer in the corner, looking for a centering pass. He'll be pinned up against the boards. Hefter, the second Buffalo in there, will try to curl that one out of there. Matt Morrison will go to work. Finally coming free, Zoomer and Hefter with it. Against the boards to Coleman. Coleman loses control. Bounce around off the body of Bradford. And now it will come to Coleman. Coleman to Temby. Temby looking up the ice. Instead he'll take it himself. Temby had the inaugural goal of this game, a coast-to-coast play by the defenseman. And a huge collision there behind the net. What a check from Temby. A backhanded play from Anders. Saved by the goaltender.
So for once, Mick Bruce has not laid the biggest hit of the night.
Puck comes out to center. It'll be Bergkemper who will recoil into the neutral zone. Bruce will try to play it to himself off the side. Johnson, though, will pick it up. He comes in off sides. He just forgot to bring the puck in over the line.
Trying to go a little NHL street, if you will, off the wall. Didn't quite work out.
9:55 remaining in our third period. It's 3-1 Colorado. But you can feel the Redbirds attack slowly approaching goal zone. I mean, they've played really well here. Rizala from the neutral zone will chip it in deep. Bruce will come after it for Colorado. He'll try to bang it off the boards. Instead, he'll play it off of his skate. Now to Bergkemper. Burkemper. His pass blocked again by Johnson. Parker Johnson has been all over the ice. He centers one in front to Talty. Oh, and on the backside, just missing is Joey Bauer. Johnson, though, will maintain possession. He's looking for a centering pass as Jake Bauer will come in and take him down. Talty can't handle around Anders. Anders will send it all the way out to Burkemper. Burkemper, if he can catch up to it, will have a slot-on shot. Centering in front for Bauer, and Bauer just couldn't quite direct that one home. And a second attempt from behind the red line almost got the goaltender Hayton sleeping on the play as Anders will chase after it. Banged off the boards by Johnson to Burkemper. Out to the point now for Martin. He'll dance the blue line before sending it in deep for Anders again. 9 minutes even remaining in the third. Centering in front for Burkemper, just whiffed. Bruce the shot from the blue line, deflected just high over the crossbar as Anders is down low. Anders will run in to Bauer. Played off the boards. Huge check from Jake Bauer. Puck, though, does come out to neutral ice. 8:43 remaining in the third period. Adams will come to Bauer. Bauer will deflect it in. Anders will chase after it as his line mates will go off for a change. Pilkington will send it all the way in. Off the boards it goes. Rosala out to center. Intended for Gatto. Misplayed by Pilkington, so into the zone it comes. Out again comes Nitchin. Nitchin has got Landgraf streaking towards the net. He'll hook back into the corner. Jarman. Cross-ice pass. A shot from the blue line. Deflecting off the defenseman Jeremy Gatto. Stayed in, though. Jarman fires one. Oh, and it goes just wide.
A one-timer might have changed that.
Pilkington will jam it in deep. 7:55 remaining. Landgraf from a weird angle. A shot on for the outside from Edwards. Edwards will touch up against the glass to Landgraf. Landgraf has it taken away by a pair of Redbirds. Gatto doing the work there. Stays here, though, with Edwards. Edwards trying to use his body. Slings it in down low and kicked away by Hayton. Stays down low, though, with Colorado. Jarman going to work in the trenches alongside Nitchin. Landgraf will take it out of there. He'll glide across the neutral zone. Shot from the top of the slot. Nitchin sends one that goes just wide. Landgraf against the boards. Can't quite control it, but he'll send it in deep again. Gloved down by Mussey. Mussey, though, cut off by Landgraf as a second attempt out to neutral ice by the Redbirds will be gloved down by Pilkington. Here's Jarman. Jarman will take a slap shot. Kick saved there by Hayton. Brian Owen will jump onto the scene. Owen out there with Carter and Polanchik. They'll lose it as it's going to come all the way down the ice. Should have been an icing call, but Talty the first one there by a mile. Talty will backhand it over to Johnson. Johnson waiting for it in the corner. He'll absorb some contact from Carter. Bauer will send the puck up and out of play. And I believe the face-off should stay in the zone as maybe Pilkington got a piece of that one.
That was definitely the biggest offensive push of the period we've had for the Buffaloes. You can hear some frustrated fans in the background there.
Well, I think they wanted a call when Jarman went down on the corner.
They did, and there could have been a call for a trip on that, but no whistle.
The Redbirds will come out of it. Addy from the blue line. His shot on net from the outside is deflected away by Polanchik. Carter tries to force it out. It'll be kept in at the blue line as Carter lays a heavy hit in front of his own bench. Puck will deflect off of Champagne and will go into the netting and out of play.
A nice save. And more news out of the Pepsi Center. Gabriel Landeskog adding on to that lead. It is 5-3. And Francois Boschman has 2 assists tonight. That gives him 5 in the first 2 games.
Not bad.
A defender.
Now let's see if the Avalanche can hang on to that, huh?
Oh, Joe, I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
I had to. It's my job. I've been a very negative sports fan the last few days with the Maple Leafs losing their first 2 games, Toronto losing their first 2 games in the playoffs, the Blue Jays, that is.
It's worth noting the Chicago Cubs have won a divisional playoff game for the first time in, God knows how long.
Brian Owen comes up the ice with Polanchik. He's going to be taken down from behind. That's going to draw a penalty. So the Buffs will go back on the power play. It'll be their 5th opportunity of the night. They are 1 for 4 so far. And they worked on that power play on an additional practice yesterday afternoon. They usually don't practice on Friday afternoon. They did yesterday to work on the power play. We'll see if it paid off here.
A goal right here would pretty much seal the deal. So let's see if they can make it happen. Again, a Friday afternoon practice, that's got to tell you that this team is just dedicated to really make things work this year. You got to admire that.
6:17 remaining in the third period. Buffs now on the power play for 2 minutes. Temby from the blue line will go down low to Bauer. Bauer along the shadow of the boards will pull all the way down low. Exchange to Temby. Temby shot on net, deflected off of I believe Burkemper's stick before it went wide to Anders. Anders, though, to Bauer. One more time to Temby. Temby to the backside. Now it's Matt Hefter. 5:55 remaining in the regulation period. 1:33 on the Buffs' 5th power play opportunity of the night. Anders from his end line tries to send it in front, deflected away. Another shot, and it's gloved out of the air by Mark Hayton.
Nice save by Hayden.
Really good. I mean, he flashed the leather.
He did.
That one was taking the elevator upstairs and grabbed that one.
A solid offensive zone there for the Buffaloes. 33 seconds. It did not leave the zone. But also never left their possession.
1:27 remaining on the power play for Colorado. 5:46 remains in our third period. 2-goal advantage for the Buffs. Almost forced out of the zone, but kept in at the last second by Hefter. Temby moving on the backside, deflected in front, and it's an own goal! An own goal from Matthew Kostopoulos. The credit will go to Alex Temby. That'll be his second goal of the night and his second power play goal of the night. And Colorado leads 4-1, an own goal. Kostopoulos trying to break that one up as it was sliding through the crease area, and he accidentally deflected it between the legs of Mark Hayton.
If there was any energy left on the Redbird bench, Joe, it's got to be all but gone now. That just really deflates. Oh, that's a tough one.
5:38 remaining in the third period. The Buffs now on top by 3 goals, 2 power play goals tonight from Alex Temby. That might be the easiest goal Temby will have this year. The Redbirds, though, they've got some energy as Norway brings it through the neutral zone, and he'll take a collision there from Mick Bruce. The two go down as Bruce will chip it up. Backhanded across from Talty to Johnson. Johnson looking for a centering pass, and it deflects off of a skate of, I believe, Jeremy Norway before Champagne will jive on top of it.
And Champagne having another wonderful night. 1 goal allowed. Not sure how many shots he has faced, but it's been a decent amount.
Ironically enough, it was Matthew Kostopoulos who does have the lone goal for the Redbirds. Essentially negating that, though, with the own goal on that last play. Up the ice come the Buffaloes again. They've got some speed. It's Chris Doyle. Doyle looking for a centering pass for Bradford. He got held up against the skate of Sam Turk.
He played that right, though. He backhanded that knowing somebody was trailing him.
Doyle on the forecheck will force a turnover as Bruce will send it in from center ice. Sam Turk, though, will cut him off. Out to Johnson. Johnson's going to come in 1-on-3. He tries to handle around Adams. He'll get taken down. Looks to the referee for a call. Not going to receive one there. Bradford from center ice. He'll be flanked by David Coleman. Brad sends it in down low. Deflected out of the area by Hayton. Puck will be left there. Joey Bauer sends it down the length of the ice. Adams will deflect it over to Pilkington. Pilkington one more time will take it through the neutral zone as Zoomer will take him off the puck. Battles through, though. Jarman looking for a centering pass. Zoomer centers it in front in his own zone. Play back from Landgraf, who couldn't quite find the mark. Out the other way comes Matt Marson. He'll send it up the ice for Bauer. Bauer tries to dance around Pilkington. Over to the backside. Waiting there was Marson. Couldn't quite take a shot at it. Kept in up the blue line by Mussey. Pilkington will backhand it out of his own zone. It'll be gloved down at the blue line by Mussey. Sent right back in, though. Redbirds are offsides, though, so they have to clear. Pilkington over to Jarman now. Jarman will leave it back in the neutral zone. Edwards will bring it in. The tall defenseman will get it all the way down to the corner with 3:45 remaining in the third period. Backhanded all the way down. Knocked out of the air into the corner now. Pilkington will be met there by Clint Zoomer. The two of them will collide as the puck is sent to the other side of the ice. Nitchin will deflect it over the Landgraf. Landgraf now to Jarman. Jarman will lead the rush for Colorado as he breaks it into the zone. He'll push the man off the puck. Behind him was Landgraf. Redbirds, though, will play it into the neutral zone as we've got some pushing and shoving there. Jarman and Rosenberg getting into it there briefly. A shot on net, and we're going to get a penalty again on the Redbirds. As we can see a little bit of frustration now as Steve Rosala is going to get into it in behind the play with 3:13 remaining in the third period. I believe this one is going to come against Illinois State.
It will, and we've become a bit used to this trend. Creeping towards the last couple of minutes of the third period, the opposing teams for the Buffaloes letting their frustrations out in the wrong kind of ways. There's no such thing as a free pass for a fight in this league, so you got to be smart about it.
So Mason Rosenberg will get a 2-minute slashing penalty. So a 3:13 remaining in the third period. 2/3 of that will be spent on the power play for Colorado. Roughly 2/3.
You never know.
Never know. Out to the blue line. Hefter can't keep it in. Tempe off the skate back. With 3:03 remaining in the period. Buffs on the power play. This is their 6th opportunity. They are 2 for 5. Rather, Alex Tembe is 2 for 5 on the power play tonight. Champagne will come out of his net. Piner's played a solid game here tonight. I know he has family in the building watching. He also has family at home watching. Must be proud tonight of Colin.
Would you say the job is his to lose at this point in the season?
Oh, he's the #1 goaltender without a question.
There we go.
Power comes over the line. He's going to have a shot on that. Instead, he's going to center it in front of Anders, and Anders' backhand goes just wide. Bergkemper will chase after, as Addy will send it out of the zone. 1:10 remaining on the power play for Colorado. 2:20 remaining in the third period. Kelly will wait back in his own zone. He'll play it out to Bergkemper. Bergkemper will exchange across now. Anders will burst into the zone. Bergkemper waiting for it there, calling for it. Puck jumps over his stick. And Turk will send it down the length of the ice. Coach Ballard yelling, go, 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 as Colorado wants to convert one more time on the power play here tonight. 50% would be nice, as the Avalanche appear to have scored another goal as they now lead 6-3. A good night for hockey.
Another one for Landeskog.
There we go.
McKinnon with 3 assists on the night as well.
30 seconds remain on the power play, 1:42 in regulation. Landgraf with Jarman break into the zone. Jarman will hand it up the top of the slot as Johnson will take it from there. Johnson loses it. Adams keeps it in at the blue line. No, he doesn't. Referee's going to disagree with me. He had a better advantage point. I couldn't tell from here, I'll be honest.
It is his job.
It's not my job to call the penalties. What a weird world that would be if the commentators were in charge of also officiating.
It would be pretty crazy.
One of my favorite things that has ever been part of a hockey broadcast was during the 2010 NHL All-Star Game. Both goaltenders, as a shot on net is saved there by Mark Caton, both goaltenders were given wireless microphones and were part of the commentary team during the game. Roberto Luongo got distracted and allowed a few goals. Well, I can't remember who the other goaltender simply turned us off after a few minutes.
Well, Luongo is quite the character. I had the pleasure of actually getting to meet him down in Florida, but you could see why it would be a challenge, as any positional player in hockey, to have to participate in a whole broadcast for an entire period.
8 seconds remain on the Colorado power play. So they're going to go 2 for 6 on the night, which is actually pretty good. 1:13 remaining in action. 4-1 Buffs lead on Saturday night. Colorado will play Arkansas next weekend. I believe they'll play them Friday night and Monday night. Out to the blue line for Doyle. Poked out by Owen. Puck goes straight up in the air. 1 minute remaining in our contest here tonight from Boulder. Thank you to our entire team. Lisa Busafuska on camera. Derek Michelson on graphics. Matan Alzel on color commentary. And I've talked my way through this broadcast. My name is Joe.
Hey, it's okay. It's moments like these where you have to figure out, how am I going to keep my audience entertained? On a side note, though, number 21 from Illinois State, though, it appears he got a stick to the face. You never like to see that.
Elliot Palanchik has gone to the locker room with 42.7 seconds remaining. I don't know if he was ejected or just decided to go to the locker room.
If he was ejected, it must have been his stick.
It was actually, yes, a 5-minute game misconduct against Palanchik.
Yep, that must have been his stick.
My spotter, Derek Michelson, crushing it. A spearing call on Palanchik. So he'll go to the locker room and he'll get 42.7 seconds ahead of his teammates, so he'll get to hit the showers first.
Someone's going to the penalty box.
Well, Luke Carter's going to go serve the penalty for Palanchik. So it will be a 5-minute major, so the remainder of regulation will be 5-on-4 numbers for the Redbirds.
I hope the refs can contain whatever wrestling matches occur in these last 40 seconds.
Puck comes through some traffic. It lands in the corner. Colorado playing a very sound hockey game here tonight. The offense was clicking at times, the defense clicking at other times, but the two intersected for a good hockey effort tonight from the Buffaloes. Thank you for joining us here tonight from Boulder, Colorado. It's been a fun one.
It's been a pleasure, Joe.
We'll be back again next weekend when Colorado will take on the Razorbacks. A 2-game set there. As the buzzer will announce the end of regulation, and Colorado has won another game. They are now 6-0 on the year. Final score tonight, University of Colorado Buffaloes 4, Illinois State Redbirds 6-1. So the Redbirds drop back-to-back nights to Colorado State and Colorado, and they'll head home to a 3-6-1-1 record, as Colorado will go to 6-0 on the year.
Long bus ride home for the Cardinals.
No, they actually flew.
For the Redbirds.
They
sorry.
flew.
Oh.
Yeah, they flew.
Well, you hear the term happy flight. It's a baseball playoff term. It's going to be a sad flight.
At least they don't have to drive back. I'll tell you, that would be a much less fun thing.
But nothing but W's for the Buffs.
They look good. They look really good tonight. Top lines were clicking. The defense was clicking.
And they're not even fully healthy.
They're not. They're missing a lot of guys. I mean, you don't want to harp on it, but there's a lot of guys that didn't play here tonight that definitely could have. And I think, really as the season grows, really into the second semester, and we get these guys back, I mean, a guy like Pierce Matty, adding him back into this lineup, I mean, it does become tricky for Coach Ballard because where are you going to plug him in?
It'll be huge.
But Matty, he will be in the lineup night in, night out.
Yeah, you know what I'm looking forward to, Joe? When these guys get their actual uniforms with the correct names on their back, it's going to make our lives a lot easier.
It is. It's hard to call the action when the guys are wearing the wrong jerseys. But a victory is a victory here tonight from Boulder, and thank you for joining us on our broadcast. A longtime Matan Elzell and our entire crew here from the University of Colorado. Your final score, 4-1. I'm Joe Paris. Thank you for joining us. It's been a fun one. We'll be back next weekend for a 2-game set against Arkansas. Make sure to stay tuned to Facebook.com and Twitter.com for all your CU Buffs hockey information, news, notes, and web content. It's been a fun one. From Boulder, your final score, 4-1. Have a great rest of your night. We'll talk to you next weekend. Good night.